this is real. You can make it real if you just keep on pushing. That was my first 4 figures. That was my first time working with like a big company. I can't believe like I was already too deep in it.
Hey friends, it's Jay Cabell Woods. Welcome to the GPS Limitless podcast, where it's my privilege to sit down with entrepreneurs, athletes, clinicians, creatives, and other inspiring guests from a variety of backgrounds. Reflect on their journey and lived experiences to offer insights so your path can be more straightforward. In today's episode, I speak with Tyeisha Shardaé, an influencer on the rise. In our conversation, we discuss her journey, the highs and lows of becoming an influencer, getting brand deals, and much more. I hope you enjoy the conversation as much as I do. Tyeisha, how's it going today? It's great to be in your presence of a true star. How you feeling?
Yeah, it's going good. Thank you for having me. Like when you first came me, I was saying, hey, introducing my podcast. I want you to be the first guest. I'm so excited, but it's having a good day today. Starting my day up early. How about you?
It's been kind of hectic, but we're here and I get to
Okay.
interview. So that's what we're here for. So kind of just want to start off. How do we get started here, or how did you get started here? I should say. Do you feel like it was kind of like your personality that was always something? When you were a kid, you were like, I want to be a star of some sort, or was it something more recent? I saw in the beginning, or maybe it's the beginning to me, but I saw a few months ago it was like the rebrand. Can you kind of
Yes.
take us from there?
Yeah, of course. So like with me, like I've always been like a person that want to be on camera, want to be like behind the scenes of everything and everything like that. So honestly, like the passion of recording and editing and all that stuff came from like a young age, just simply like playing around with my phone as a kid and like getting into editing apps and everything like that. So with like my content creating journey, it hit like a different path as far as like realizing what I want to do, like watching creators like De'Ara Taylor, Talitha Jane, and I'm just like, you know what? I want to be a content creator too, but like how I'm going to do that, And I always wanted to post some type of journey or day by day things to show people like, this is real. You can make it real if you just keep on pushing. So I did do a content creating journey like in 2022, but it didn't work the same way. So that's when I came back out with like a whole rebrand and just rebranding my content and trying to figure out what type of influencer creator I actually want to be. And that's when everyone saw like that very first video that you saw.
Gotcha. So kind of going off that, did you feel like you knew your style from the beginning, or did it take you, some months, or?
It definitely, I'm not gonna lie, it took some months. It took some months. And I always tell people you never wanna like have everything all figured out. Like you're not gonna have everything all figured out actually. And when I first started creating content, you could just tell, like speaking to me now, like I was shy kind of, even though I don't know if like people realize that, but I was really shy even like when I first started. Like I wasn't being 100% myself. I wasn't really showing my personality on camera. I wasn't really showing off really too much like the editing that I could do. It was more so on the shy end. So definitely it took maybe like I would say 3 months. Only because I was posting every single day, so people was able to see my personality every single day. So I got used to recording every single day, and that helped me, show off my personality, my skills, and everything like that. I would say 3 months. 3 months.
3 months? Okay, so I feel that. So I know I found you on TikTok. Would you
Okay.
recommend other people that are aspiring to be influencers to start on TikTok, or would you suggest Instagram, YouTube? Like, what would be the best way to get their foot in the door, in your opinion?
TikTok.
TikTok?
Immediately. TikTok. I would say definitely TikTok because, it doesn't matter what type of creator you want to be. Say if you want to, like, I know some guys, they want to be streamers, in order to get that, people to subscribe to you on Twitch, you have to start posting your clips on TikTok and everything like that. That's where everybody is mostly at. I feel like with Instagram, it's a little bit more serious than TikTok. That's the reason with it. It's more strict. It'll kind of deals up there. Like it's weird on Instagram. Like you have to find a different way to grow on Instagram, but with TikTok, it's like the easiest way to promote your brand, to promote your business, to promote anything about you. It comes off easier on TikTok to where you could get that views quicker, you could get that engagement quicker, followers quicker, community quicker. So
I feel
definitely
it all
TikTok.
the way. I definitely see your personality on TikTok, especially in the live streams. You be doing your
Yeah.
thing. So kind of going off that, do you feel like your content on Instagram has to be completely different, or do you kind of just transfer everything over for your strategy personally? I know everyone's a little bit different.
Yeah, at first I was thinking, you know what, let's repost our TikToks to Instagram. And honestly, it just don't work for me. Like I tried it, and honestly, I don't want my Instagram account to look like a replica of my TikTok because I just see it as I'm posting the same exact thing on Instagram. What's the point of following me up there? If I say, hey guys, go follow me on Instagram and you're seeing the same exact videos. It's like I'm not like what is this? Like I'm not doing this. I feel like with Instagram, my strategy for that is to post more pictures, utilize like the features a little more as far as like posting on my story, asking questions, using popular real sounds, and keeping it really short and simple, and just recreating the videos I've done just in a Instagram format way, if that makes sense.
I feel that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So, you mentioned posting pictures, posting your videos, etc. But I know you had a time in your life where you were moving around a lot, going kind of hotel to hotel. Do you think it's possible for the average person that really wants to do this, that they can, still put out content on the daily if they don't have a stable background? No shade to your situation whatsoever, but just saying, like, do you feel like that was a big barrier for you, or was it just like, no, it's easy, I can make it work? We all know you on TikTok as the most creative person, I believe, is what we say, right? So, for the lesser creatives, do you think it's definitely a possibility, or do you really have to tap into something special to do that sort of thing?
I say both. I say both. It depends on you and your personality. So yes, I was living in hotels for 2 months, and I'm not gonna lie. Like I started a content creator journey, everyone saw my first video, and at that particular time, I wasn't living in hotels. So once I started living in hotels, or I knew, okay, I have to start living in hotels to get my life back together and get a new apartment, I was like, I did this video for these people. That I can't believe, like, I was already too deep in it. I was like, I got a lot of followers from this one video, a lot of views. I can't live up to this expectation of like this. I can't do this anymore. So I had to have like a really, really talk to self, like a moment, like don't give up. People is depending on you because that's how I felt. Like people are depending on you to do these videos, and you have to prove to yourself that it's not about the aesthetic. So I guess the moment I had to tell myself that, that's what made it easier to start posting a little bit personable about what I was going through as far as living in hotels. 1 minute I'm getting resort so I can have the aesthetic background behind me, the nice background. And then I'm in a crazy beat down hotel, and I'm
Oh,
like, how would I make this work? So I feel like if you're in a situation where you feel like your apartment is not up to par, or you're in a really bad like circumstances where you can't record the quality content that you want to do, I say just invest in like a selfie light, a nice little cheap tripod, and change your background. That's what I was doing the whole time. I would have green screen behind me. I would have videos just talking about other things. Like I wasn't really putting it all to me, all to me, all to me, because I'm not out here looking for that. It's impossible. I can't. So I would say just talk about the trending things, talk about things that other people are talking about, put your input on it, and just record with like a white wall behind you, and then keep it like that, because I feel like that's what really, really, really helped when like living in hotels, and just figure out the angles so it don't show too much of like the crazy stuff that was in the background. Cause it was outlined stuff in the hotels. But I would say, yeah, it depends. It depends on you and how you like just put as long as your personality shows that. I feel like that was like the biggest part that helped me build my personality on like camera and everything like that, because I had to force that out. Like if it's not about the aesthetic, it's not about this, it's about me now. I have to show that to anybody, like, hey, I have a nice personality no matter what type of like circumstance I'm in.
I feel that. I feel that. So with that, any crazy hotel stories you feel comfortable saying?
Oh yes. Oh yes. I was waiting for this. I was
I'm like,
so much fun off, and a hotel. It was really, really bad. It was really bad. And I was there for like about 2 weeks, and I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to create my content. This is when I was doing my whole editing course for a month straight. I'm like, there's no way how I'm going to be able to do this. So I remember that the hotel was in, it was so freaking beat down. I'm talking about like mouses and
oh shoot,
bugs.
dang.
And I didn't know that until like I got there. Obviously like the reviews is gonna say one thing, but you might just go there to see, whatever. And I had to go with that hotel because that was the cheapest option because of the holidays and everything like that. So I just went, and it was just so freaking bad. Like it was beat down. It was just a mess. It was just a mess, and we had to leave. There was no way I was able to stay in there. Mouse running around. bugs and everything like that. But I still created my content around that time, and that's when I got the most followers. So it's like crazy, like
So you
me.
still post the ones that from when you were there? Do you still post those ones?
Do I still post those?
Well, I'm saying like the ones where when you were at the hotel, right? Did you still
Yeah.
post the ones from when you were there, or did you wait?
No, I did post. I was still posting. This is when I can remember the first video I was there. Like I remember everything. This is when I introduced the clone effect. Like when I did the tutorial for one of my videos. It was
Mm-hmm.
that hotel. So I was there for about 2 weeks. I was there for 2 weeks. This was right before I moved. Like that was like the last hotel before I moved, and I was there for 2 weeks.
So
And that's when I got the most followers.
you're gonna have the people going back like, oh, which one was the clone effect? Let me scroll down. Let me see if I can know the same thing.
Let me guess which one it is.
I'm like, gotcha. So you being like so big on editing, do you think that's really like, you know, a sure way to get started in this, or do you think it's easier to come in with others niches as well?
I say a lot of people think that is about the editing. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people feel like, oh, I have to edit my videos this way because Tyeisha edited this video or other people do this, and there's no way I could keep up with this and try to do this. I'm gonna just give up. And this is my comment sections, people actually saying these things. So I feel like it's not about the editing. You can bring in all different type of things. It's all about you. I feel like people mislead that part. It's literally all about you and how you do it, because everybody can teach you how to edit. Everybody can do a get ready with me, but it's all about what makes you different from everybody else. But you can branch in all the things that you like to do, all with your niche, beauty, fashion, whatever the case may be. It's just all about you at that moment and how you're gonna separate yourself.
Would you say you should, put it all out there in the very beginning, or just start off with one and then introduce, if you're like a big hairstyle girly, would you say introduce nails and lifestyle as well, or do kind of just one at a time as you?
I think it depends on how organized you are and how well you can like put out different type of contents, because when I first started out, I started off with just one thing, and then I started to branch off to the individual things that I like to do. So with me, I started off mostly with like a content creating journey, and I also started off with like editing. That was like the biggest thing. I wasn't really talking about too much about beauty or like getting into like the fashion world. It kind of like branched off the more I started to go. Like me, I'm an overwhelming person. I can't do too many things at once. Like if I'm not able to do too many things at once, I'm gonna just start little at a time and then branch my way out. But I think it depends on you and how well you can take on different types of niche while you're creating content for it.
Gotcha. I'm not gonna lie. I originally followed based off the edits. Then, I scrolled through the live one day. I thought I was watching a little nail infomercial. All I saw was some hands and the voiceover, and I was like, "Oh, that's Tyeisha. We're good."
Wait, what video was it?
It was a live that you were on, and like you were doing nails, and like I just heard like a voice in the background, and before like I recognized the voice, I was like, "Did I just click on a commercial for something?"
I know what you're talking about. I was putting on my nails, and that's a perfect way to interact with like your followers, going live and everything like that, just to show
Mm.
like we're not just talking about one thing here. Like everybody knows, like I got attention for a content creating journey, posting every day, and a lot of people know that I got a lot of attention for an editing course. But that's not the only thing I'm gonna put out. If you put yourself stuck to that, to where okay, when I have no ideas, I have to post about this, or in order to get views again, I have to post about this. You're eating yourself up. You're gonna eat yourself up with that. So I feel like doing things like that on the live is not just talk about content creating all the time and just having a vibe and playing music in the background and like, yeah, I got these nails, I don't know how to put them on, can y'all help me type of thing. And that was that vibe, like the vibe I was getting on the live. They was like, yeah, you need to do it like this, you need to do it like this, because I generally didn't know how to do it. So it was like, I'm gonna just go live because they're gonna teach me how to do it anyway. So
Wait. So with your editing, tell me, I believe Adobe reached out to you. Is that correct?
yes.
So walk me through that. How'd that happen?
Okay. So, I'm just doing me. I'm doing my, editing course for a month straight. And then all I know, I get an email from Adobe. And I'm just sitting here like, maybe this is a scam. This is not real. And just putting myself down like, Adobe's not reaching out to you. Like, get out of here. So I'm looking
No,
at
it
the
is
email.
Tyeisha.
Huh?
Say, I don't know. It is Tyeisha. So.
That is true. That is true. So at first they had reached out to me. It was a UGC deal at first. It was a UGC deal, and they wanted me to promote editing software, like their app and everything like that, but a UGC type of content. That was my first 4 figures. That was my first time working with like a big company that I never worked with before. And, you know, I did the videos for them and everything like that. I didn't have to post it, but I still post it because it's like, this is Adobe, like, and then they just ran my videos for ads, and people were seeing it. People were sending me pictures. They was texting me like, hey, I saw you on the Adobe ad. I'm like, what? You saw me on an ad? Because I didn't see it. I guess it pops up for you guys, like if you're scrolling on your For You page. Like, you don't ever see something that's like a sponsor or like an ad. That's me. I'm like, okay, I see what they did with that video. But yeah, it was fun. I was shocked, like 100% shocked on that.
So when people started seeing you, you know, all around town, how did you feel about that? Did you, you know, feel great? Did you have any doubts? Was it like, oh, I gotta do more?
I feel like it was a lot of emotions, a lot of emotions. It was either like, you know, in some moments I did doubt myself. I'd be like, you know, maybe this is not for you. Like, I feel like everybody have that moments, no matter how good of an editor you are. It doesn't matter. Even if you have hundreds of thousands of followers, it's going to be that couple of times where you're doubting yourself. So it was that times where I felt that. And then I would just see like the comments I would get. I would see the DMs I would get like, hey, keep pushing. Even when it comes to other influencers hitting me up, letting me know like, hey, you need to keep going because you're on the right track. As an influencer myself, you're going to be big. Just keep going. So little things like that. And then my supporters telling me like they really love my videos and everything like that. So that really plays like a factor. You just have to keep telling yourself like, remember why you started, remember the goals that you want to do for yourself and keep on pushing. Don't stop. And you have to keep going. The moment, one time you're doubting yourself, a brand is going to reach out to you the next day and be like, oh, okay. It's like a reality check. Like, hello, you're supposed to be here right now.
One thing I really do like is that you call your followers supporters, and I really admire that.
Yes.
So can you kind of talk on like the community that you built, and you know, how do you have you met anyone in person maybe that has talked to you or?
So I haven't met a supporter in person. I have gotten noticed, I would say 2 times. One person, she was like, hey, I saw your live on my For You page. I was like, wait, what? You saw me? I was like, I had the question like me? Like me on
Yeah.
your, but she saw me on my live, but it wasn't really like, she been following me. So I don't really count that. I haven't met like a supporter yet, like that came up to me and said, hey, I know who you are. You're Tyeisha Shardaé. No. But yes, I do call like my supporters because, you know, a lot of people call them fans. A lot of people like word it that way. I don't see it that way. I see it as like people who has been supporting me, like literally supporting me. But I built that community in the beginning, like less than 10,000 followers when I first started. And I started going live in the very beginning where it was only 3 people on my live, like literally 3 people. And I'm sitting here still talking to the 3 people like it's 300 people in a live or 40 people or whatever. And I feel like that's really what it is, like connecting with people, talking to them. I comment, you know, I reply to my comments the best I can. I reply to my DMs the best I can. And that's how you're going to build that community and just reaching out more to the people who supported you and talking to them a little bit more.
Gotcha. How is live? You know, like I see it on my end, right? But what is it like on the creator side?
What is it like? What is it like? I feel like it feels like for me, you know, it feels like I'm on a FaceTime call. Like it feels like when I press live, I don't think like, oh, let me go live and just go live. It's more so like, say if I'm chilling and I'm just like, I want to feel like talking to a friend right now. Oh, let me call my friend. Let me call my bestie real quick. That's kind of like the live. So that's why I be randomly doing things when you guys join my live. Because it's like a random moment when I go live. Like, hey, guys, what y'all up to? What y'all doing? And stuff like that. It's more so like a catch-up moment. I will tell them about like, hey, listen, like this brand reached out to me. It's like literally venting to you guys about things that's going on and just talking to you guys. So it's more so like a catch-up call, like catching up with someone. That's how my lives like feel like when I'm talking to you guys.
I
But
feel
it's
that.
not nervous or nothing like that. At first, I was a little nervous when I first was doing it, but now it just feels normal. Like I'm just talking to like a FaceTime call, talking to you guys right now.
Yeah. One thing I do like about your lives is the variety. You've had it, like I said, with the nails thing. You've had times where you've talked about your creative process, and I remember there was one time you was just on the bus in the midst of something.
Oh my God, please.
I
Yes, I
feel
forgot
like
about the live. Yes, I was.
I feel
Yes,
like
I was on the
times
bus.
like
So that's what I
those.
mean. It will feel like, say if I get out of work or whatever, and I just be like, let me call my friend. Like, let me, like, you know how you just call your friend randomly, like, hey, what you doing? Like that, like, that's what I mean. Like, in a regular day, I was at McDonald's one time, literally eating McDonald's, talking all live, like, yeah, I'm ordering my chicken nuggets with fries. What y'all order from McDonald's? Like,
I'm weak.
it'd be random.
No, I like that though. You know, it's very authentic and it allows your supporters to connect with you. So, Tyeisha, you know, you being so transparent on your lives, do you feel comfortable talking about all of your brand deals on live, or do you sometimes feel like you have to keep things on the hush until it comes out?
So yeah, I definitely talk about a lot of our brand deals because I'm a person that like, especially doing a concentrating journey, like a lot of people feel like it is just like mine when it comes to that journey and like, oh, they're not really doing the things they're doing or they're not really working with these brands. They just want to grow and get your attention. And I'm just proving to me and myself and to you guys that look, this brand reached out to me and everything like that. And then I'll come out with a video right after that. So doing things like that, especially with the type of journey that I'm doing, a lot of people love to see like receipts. A lot of people always want to talk about the brands and everything like that. So I always do talk about my brand deals. It is something that I don't talk about. It depends on the brand. Like, say it is a product that, that they come out yet, or it's like something that they're like, hey, don't post until this certain date or don't talk about it until this certain date. Then it's like, you don't speak about it. But a lot of the brand deals, if it's already recorded for it, especially I do talk about it because I already did the videos about the posting. I'm like, yeah, I just work with YSL, or I just did this for this brand and stuff like that. So I always talk about my brand deals.
And it is true, y'all. She did work with YSL. She's not just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I'm not
Just
just
to let
throwing that
people know. Um,
out there.
so can you kind of tell me what was it like for your first brand deal? You know, did you reach out for it? Did they reach out to you? And you know, how was it recording for them?
Okay. So my first brand deal, I did do a video about this before. When I started my journey in October, my first brand deal, I actually declined. I actually declined the very first brand deal only because it was right after my viral video. So I kind of see it as like, like what was there that you saw that me and you could work together? It wasn't really like enough for me to be like, okay, I was posting a lot. I just felt like, okay, this person is getting a lot of attention. Let's owe product to her so she can promote it. That's the kind of vibe that I was getting. So that's why I declined that very first brand deal in my very first week of credit content. But my very first official brand deal was with Uncle Funky's daughter. It's like a twin sister. Uncle Funky's daughter is a black home hair business, and she had reached out to me to promote her products and everything like that. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Cause this is on the time when I was posting mostly my natural hair when I had like my little curls going on. So it just made sense to transition that into like natural hair content and everything like that. So that was like my very first brand deal after the lead brand.
Gotcha. How would you recommend that, you know, influencers price themselves when they first start off? Is it anything that you went off of? Was it just like, oh, for sure, dude, only 100 or more? Or how'd you go from there?
Um, I would say like just what I was saying. If you're not posting consistent, if you're not posting how you should be posting, don't expect money from the brands. Don't expect money at all. But I feel like when you're pricing yourself, like with me in the beginning, I didn't have a price on my name or anything like that. It was just going with the flow and trying to see what the brand has to offer and just either accepting it or declining it at that point. I wasn't really negotiating or nothing like that. But I do believe, if you're getting a lot of gifted collabs at first, do the gifted collabs so you can know your portfolio and so that you can, get on the brand's radar and they can see you a little bit more. Then the next time they come around, that's when you accept first, right? Just to see how it goes. I personally feel like, accepting 150 is like the least that you can do when you first start out. Do 150, even if it's for one video, two videos, 150, keep it like that. And then the next time another brand comes out, you just up it a little bit more. Okay, let me try 200. Let me try 350 next time. And it's going to be brands that's going to tell you, like, I'm already going up. Like, no, we're not doing that. Like, it's brands that tell me, no, you're not, that's not happening, okay? You either gonna accept this 150 or nothing. Like, literally, get a progression way,
Yeah.
So, if they're doing that, that is your decision right there. So, like, hold back down on your prices or keep it the way you are. But I feel like starting out the sweet spot is 150 when you're first getting used to like working with brands and everything like that. Because at the end of the day, it is your first time working with brands. a lot of people don't talk about this. These brands, they see us as scams as well. And I don't think people realize that. Meaning, like, you can take the product and not do a video for me. You can take the money and not do a video for me. So they're testing you out as well by giving you a low rate to see how honest you are with creating the content. Because you can always just keep the product and not do the video. And a lot of influencers do that. Not me, but they do
So
that.
let's
And
be
that's
clear,
why, not me, but that's why the brands don't give you a high rate at first, because they have to trust it to work with you.
gotcha. I never thought about it that way. Um, would you say you've had more success by pitching to brands via email or more so going through different websites?
I will say pitching. I would say pitching the brands. I did try like different websites and different apps and everything like that. But I honestly feel like pitching a brand is the most fastest way to get a response.
Gotcha. So when you pitch these brands, if you're okay saying, I know some things are confidential, but do you pitch them? Do you pitch everyone all at once? Do you do like, oh, if they tell me no, then I'll move on to them, or how do you go about your system?
So with me, like, I don't pitch a lot of brands at once. I kind of wait until I'm in the mood to be like, I want to work with this brand. And then I'll reach out to them. I don't like spam like brands and see who's going to get to me and everything like that. It's more so like in the mood, like, I always see a lot of people talk about this product. Let me see if I could get it for free, or let me see if I could get a brand deal with this brand. So I do reach out to the brand. My go-to, a lot of people be like, oh, email them, email them. No, you want to go on Instagram. That is the best way, because you're able to see when they're active. You're able to see when they're online, and the moment they're online, immediately that's when you reach out to them and you just pitch yourself. Tell them who you are, what type of creator you are, and everything like that, and what you have to offer, and then they'll get back to you soon as possible. But pitching your brands, nothing else, nothing else.
Gotcha. So, kind of funny to me, have you had any brands circle back to you ever since said, no, we won't work with you? Said,
Oh
hey,
yes,
we love Tyeisha, come on.
oh yes, oh yeah. I'm waiting for this one too. So this has happened about 3 different times. I've hired share about 2 stores. One is most recent. So it's a wig company. Recently I've been like, getting into like the wig influencing world just to kind of see, like, explore my different outfits and see like, how it goes. So it was a brand called Wig Dealer. This is like a most popular wig company. You wouldn't know, but a lot of brands love this real because it's
Hey,
collaboration.
hold up now.
So hold up now. But Wig Dealer is like celebrity status here. Like, I don't know how to pronounce it. Like, a lot of influencers work with that brand. And I reached out to them a long time ago. They said, heck no. Like, they was like, heck no. Like, it's not happening. Then they emailed me literally 2 days ago, said, hey, you'll be perfect for each other. So things like that, like, not just taking that a no or seeing that as I'm not doing it for anything like that. Just either wait or reach back out to them and prove to them and yourself that you can post the type of content that they want to see, and then they're gonna reach back out to you back. But yes, there have been like multiple brands that told me literally, like, it was a brand that literally, it's like the most harshest reply I ever got in my life. They was like, sorry, my brand and your, what they said? They said, my product and your, I don't even know what they said. Basically, they were saying like, we don't align with each other. They was like, my product and you don't align with each other. So we don't see this working out. I was like, what the heck? And then they reached back out to me 2 months later for a brand deal. I'm like, I forget what you said.
Tyeisha, I gotta know. I'm hoping they reached back out in a separate thread, or did they continue in that same thread that they denied
No,
you?
it was a separate. Yeah, that
You
would be
think
weird.
you think it was from the same people, or like the same person that hit send, or you think it was from?
I don't think so. I don't think so because there's so many people that's on like these brands account that they have working for them that reach out to influencers and everything like that. But if it was in the same thread, it wouldn't have been weird because I would have been like, but it was a whole separate new email and everything like that.
Gotcha. So talking about emails, how do you typically like decipher what's legit and what's not?
Ooh, that's a good question. Oh my God, that's a good question. So it's a lot that pays like a really good stack into it. So it's multiple things. A lot of people feel like, oh, if they have a Gmail account, it's not real. A lot of people think that. That is false. So that clears up everything that anybody thinks that is false because YSL reached out to me from Gmail. So that's what I need. So doesn't matter what the Gmail. I would say look for the verified checks at the bottom of the emails. It's like two green checks unless you know that they're verified, they're a legit company, they're real. That's actually look into. I would say pay attention to the domain and pay attention to, their emails to see what email that they're using. Make sure it match the same email that is posted on their brand. That's how you're able to tell, like, okay, this is a real person. And just pick them up and ask them. Like, it was one time, I reached out to Pretty Little Thing and I showed them the email and it was like, no, that's not real. That's not us. So doing things like that, reaching out to the brand because you don't want to get scammed. You don't want to, something to happen or nothing like that. So just reach out to the brand themselves, like, hey, is this a real email? They're going to get back to you and let you know.
And so, a little aside here, I had to know when I reached out, do you think mine was legit?
I knew you were legit. One, because I knew who you were. So I knew who you were, but besides me knowing who you are, it was more professional to where it was easier to see, okay, this is a real email. So yeah, but besides knowing you, yeah, I seen it was a real. Like if you want to pitch that to somebody, they were legit. No, that's a real thing. And the way you did it was professional. The way that reaching out. So yeah, for sure.
So just to clarify to the good people that are listening, Tyeisha does not know me personally. She is big time. She might know me now, but she didn't know me beforehand. I'm not just bringing on random friends. She is big time, yo. I just want to clarify that. I found her on TikTok, and she's legit, 60K plus. So we clarified that my stuff was legit. But for any scams that you've encountered, have you had anything that you kind of got burned on that you're okay talking about?
So burn Nolan, meaning like
Meaning,
I
as in,
got
like,
scammed.
yeah.
No, I honestly never in my life got scammed on any branders and nothing like that because I'm really good at catching it. I'm really good at catching it. So for example, a brand really shouts to you and say, hey, we're gonna offer you $1,000 if you post on Instagram and do this and that. We're gonna send you PR packages every month. They're not sending you no PR packages every month. Then they end off the email with something like, oh, in order to do this gratitude, you have to pay us this amount of money towards this, and we'll send you everything. So anything your man is asking you for money, that is a big red flag. And a lot of these scam emails or generic emails, they're programmed to was like they have it already scripted out. So that's why they respond so quick to you if you reply back, yes, I am interested, or tell me a little bit more. And 2 minutes later is a big giant paragraph that they send. How do you cut that? How do you cut that in 2 minutes? Like that's not how like they send this all out and everything like that. And I like to play around with it and ask like personal questions, like more detailed questions to see their responses, and they're responding back with a generic response that don't make sense of what I'm saying. But the moment they ask for money, that is a big, big, big scam. Like you're gonna get scammed immediately.
I feel you. So keep me updated on this. I might have missed it, but did you end up following through on the 100 brand deals in 100 days?
Not no, whoa, it wasn't. Oh, it wasn't 100 branded in 100 days.
Sorry.
No. So I am still working on that. It's 100 brand deals in general, like accepting a
Okay.
100 brand deals over time. So yeah,
Okay.
no, not 100 brand deals in 100 days. I feel like that would be nearly impossible. Like that would not work. But it was just simply like working with a lot of brands at once, and that's why it's always like different brand deals coming out and everything like that. I'm still working on that, and I'm just counting it and noting how many in total and stuff like that. But no, not in 100 days. No, not like that.
Okay. For you, do you have any aspirations of wanting to be on any brand trips?
Oh yeah, of course. I wanna go to a brand trip so bad. Like that is like one of the goals that I have for myself. But yeah, that is the main goal. Is just keep posting my content, getting on the brand's radar and everything like that. So one day I'll just get that invitation open to me and just go.
I feel that. So I know we've talked about brands a lot. Is there any ultimate goals that you have with influencing? I'm not trying to, play you into any trick questions. I'm just saying, in general, people have different motivations, whether that's to be famous, make money, influence people literally, or do you have anything that, I feel like I worried that badly, but
That's all like I'm trying to
just,
understand. Like the goals that I have, like the outcomes and everything
yeah.
like that. So with me, like when I picture myself like as this big influencer and I keep going and stuff like that, I see myself like literally living the life that I want to live as far as like no more 9 to 5. I freaking hate it. I see myself being able to travel all the time. getting to know more other creators, hosting events, getting my community more together to where like, I'll do an event and I'm like, I do an influencing event and I'm hosting it, doing my own type of brand checks and everything like that, and working with like micro influencers, helping them grow and hosting these events and, a lot of stuff that people don't get invited to, inviting them to that, getting them connected with different people, and just simply living the life that I actually want to live
I
outside of
feel
what I read. So that's like the goal. Like that's where I see myself if I keep going. Like this is it.
that's what's up. So far on your journey, have you met? I mean, I'm sure you have, but have you met any influencers that you try to collab with or connect with on a regular basis, or do you kind of just do your own thing typically?
I haven't met anyone in person, and like I never in my life met another influencer in person, but I did like, get their numbers. We will FaceTime, we will talk, things like that. So I know like, collabing is really hard to collab with people, especially if they're like on different times than you and like if there's more than your time, if their that time at, their time. So it's kind of like really hard to do that collab. But that is the goal. Like, I want to start collabing with more creators, collabing with minor influencing, collabing with business tech influencers to just like growing all together. So that's definitely the goal. It's something that I'm working on.
I feel that. So I've seen some of your videos where I mean, I was gonna say your boyfriend, but it's fiance now, correct?
Yeah, Beyonce now.
Okay, where your fiance got involved in some of the videos. For people out there that might be just doing it on their own, do you think it's possible to be as creative as you, or do you think it's best to have like a whole team, just like one or two people to work with to like give you props here and there? You know what I'm saying?
I would say it's definitely easier if you have that person. So if you have a little sibling, like before my fiance, when I was like creating videos as like a teenager and doing like funny skits and all that stuff, I had a little sibling record all my stuff and help me basically do those edits and stuff like that. So I always, when it came to like crazy edits where I'm on for sure, it's a little weird and choppy if I do it on my own. I will get other people involved. Like, hey, I need your help on this. Like, it has to work. So I feel like it depends on what type of edit you want to do, because if I would have done that by myself, you would have seen the cut. Obviously, like it's too impossible. But if it's like a cut sitting down like this, it's easier to play it off and like it don't look chopped into it. You don't need a second person. So I think it depends on the type of edit you want to do and how you're gonna do it. That's literally the only way to do that type of edit. You need a person for that. If not, it's gonna look choppy. Unless you're really good at going back to the same position, then it will work. Like it's impossible.
Gotcha. So take me to the head of Tyeisha. Walk me through. It could be your favorite one or just your typical thought process, but walk me through like the beginning. It's just like you have these random ideas that come here and there. It's like I for sure want to do this. I've been planning it out for a full week. I'm gonna write this out. Walk me through everything.
Right? Okay. So for me, I am a big notes person when it comes to my phone. Like I write down everything in detail of like how I want to do it, when I want to do it, and like how I'm going to do it to you guys and show you guys. So with me, I start to think about like outside of the box things kind of and okay, what is stuff people will want to see or what is stuff people are asking a lot of from me. And for example, one of it was like asking so many questions about brand deals and working with brands and anything like that. So I was like, okay, let's do a brand deal series for a week. That'll be the perfect opportunity to do that. Then I start brainstorming like things they want to see and make it its own individual videos instead of putting it in one big video. They do have a lot of videos connecting to each other. They're all going to get attention the same way. So I feel like that's my thought process. It could be with, for example, already on my Instagram journey and taking pictures. So I already have a thought process of that. Like I have like maybe 10 videos already recorded for that. And then I just spread them out. Not ready to spread them out. It's that pre-recording all your videos and then putting them all together next time.
Gotcha, gotcha. So you walked us through your creative process a bit. I know editing is a big thing for you, but I feel like there's sometimes pushback from followers, supporters that say editing you're doing too much. What are your thoughts on that? Is it kind of like I mean,
Yeah.
just say what's on your mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I feel like overall, like with editing, I do edit a lot. I've been editing a lot and everything like that. And then, people will say, what, there's so much going on the screen. Like, it's not about the editing. If you really want to grow, it's not about the editing. It's about you and just creating content. I personally feel like, if editing is one of your passions, there's no wrong with posting about it. It's not like, you're shoving editing to your followers that you need to know how to edit to work with brands. You don't know how to edit to be an influencer. That is not mostly the case. I feel like when I came out with like the whole editing and everything like that, it was more so because a lot of people ask me, hey, how do you edit this video? The more I see comments of people asking me continuously, that's what makes me like, hey, honestly, I should make this like a trend. Maybe I should do more editing videos because, you know, a lot of people love when you're showing them how to do something, and that's how you're going to build your community. Because I was once in that boat where I felt like, hey, I really want to know how to edit this, but the influencer who posted, they skipped my comment. They don't want to do it, and they don't want to do the tutorial and stuff like that. So I definitely know how it feels, and like, you don't know how to edit a particular thing. So that's when I started to do more like tutorial based things. And it is actually fun to me because that's something that I really love to do. But as far as like becoming an influencer and everything like that, I don't think it's about the editing. Now it will, you know, make you look different when it comes to brand deals and, you know, brands seeing you and overall your content and getting people to see you over and over and realizing, oh, this is the same person I saw last week. Let me follow her. So it helps separating this though, I would say.
Gotcha. So I have 2 points off of that. First one I want to touch on is you were talking about separating yourself. So I know, I wish I could remake the sound that you have in all your videos, but it's like a boom type thing. What made you decide on such a signature sound?
Oh yeah, that's good. So the reason why I've done that is because you know, I want my video to get seen. And I want my video to get recognized. Because at the end of the day, you know, I feel like with the sound effects and everything like that in the beginning of my videos, it helped me get recognized more as far as like, you know, not ending know who I am, especially starting out and trying to get my name out there and trying to get my videos seen by a lot of people. There's so many people on TikTok. Like, you have to separate yourself. So that's why I've been starting another videos like that, especially every single day, because I want them to know I'm the same person that you saw few days ago or a month ago. So the more you start making your deals start the same way and end the same way,
Mhm.
it's like, oh, I know who this person is. And me, I don't have a common name. So it's like, what's her name again? Oh, how do you pronounce her name? So people don't really pay attention to the name, they just pay attention to what's being seen. They don't pay attention to basic scroll. So the moment you keep doing that, they're gonna start looking at your name and be like, oh, Tyeisha Shardaé. Let me follow her after this. So that's very important. When a trademark yourself like that.
I got you. Have you had anything where you kind of felt like you were copying someone else, but someone else was copying you? And how did you like approach that? Was it like it's cool that they did, I respect that I've gotten to that level, or was it kind of like hey, like this is my thing, like what are you doing? You know what I'm saying?
So with me, like especially with the whole content creator journey, like, you know, I have seen a lot of videos. Like I talk about this on my live. I do videos about it and everything like that. And a lot of people will do the content creator journey, but the same exact way I've done it. So I'm talking about down to the editing. I'm talking about to the sound effects in the beginning of the video. I'm talking about everything is exactly the same. And those videos, I do tell people like you don't want to do that. Like, do a content creator journey for sure, but we don't want to replicate the same exact video because you're gonna get backlash for it. People is gonna comment, they're gonna say, I saw Tyeisha Shardaé did this, and then now they're gonna be eating you up in your comment sections about me. And me personally, I feel like yes, you always wanna do something and you know, be happy that people are taking info from the things that you're doing. But I do say, and just like word from word, edit by edit, bar from bar, it gets weird at that point. Where it's like, you know, people is just gonna eat you up in the comments. Like I haven't addressed those videos. I haven't like comment on them, like them, or nothing like that. But when people ask me about that on my lives, I would say that like, don't do that because then it's not saying don't compliment me, don't try to do a constipated journey or nothing like that. It's mostly like they're gonna eat you up in the comments. That's why I'm telling you not to do it. But yeah, it's been several times where like, you know, even if it's like the editing or, you know, the journey or anything like that. And I just see it as okay, people see it as an info. And then people would just tag me and everything like that. Like, hey, I saw Tyeisha do this. And it's like giving me my props and everything like that. So yes, it's been times.
Gotcha. Um, so I know you kind of touched on it, but I feel like a lot of times people are scared to try something that you're doing in terms of like, they want to be the first, they want to be the original. Would you encourage them to just try it anyways, or do you think that?
Yeah, try it. Try it anyway because you know at the end of the day, everybody always wants to be the first to do something. You can
Right.
feel like you're the first to do something. You can feel like no one else done it before, but all reality, like everybody, you're not going to be the first to do something. And I feel like, use people videos as inspos. If you, for example, I did an editing course and everything like that. So many people was doing their own editing course and stuff like that. People were getting backlash for it. Other creators was getting backlash for it because I guess I did a whole month for it and then now everybody else is doing it. But I didn't see it as like a copycat thing or nothing like that. I did see it as like, the reason why people get the backlash that they got when they did the editing videos or anything that pertained with what I was doing is because people were asking you continuously and over like, hey, can you help us edit? Can you do this and do that? So based on the comments on what other people were saying, that's the reason why I felt like it is hard to be original when someone already did something, but you have to figure out, okay, how can I make my journey different from what that person did? I have to do my own spin on it. Like I have to find a different way to do it. The moment you lock that, people is going to tend to follow you more and support your next journey. Even though we already saw all of us have done it already, they're going to feed into yours now if you separate yourself from that. But I would say definitely take the inspo. Like if someone done it already, even mention them in the video. Like be like, hey, I saw Tyeisha Shardaé grow from an editing course. I want to teach the girls how to do basic editing on CapCut now. Things like that. Like even doing things like that, they're going to follow you. I promise you.
I feel that. All right, Tyeisha, I think that's a good point to wrap it up here. But just for our little outro, here at GPS Limitless, we're all about giving guidance from lived experiences to make other people's paths more straightforward. So I just want to ask you if you had anyone that inspired you or helped make your path more straightforward that you would like to shout out here.
So yeah, I would definitely shout out Joy. She started out the content creator journey as well. I've been following her for a minute, and she just helped me like show my personality on camera and to see like, hey, like you could be yourself and work with brands and everything like that. Like I was watching her like post, like she would go out this like posing with her ear mattress. She didn't have furniture, things like that, and she was still growing to be a full-time creator. So I just bumped her for sure. I just said, yeah. I've been watching her and watching her hard, especially now. I'm still watching her and see how she had grown it. That's just for sure, Joy.
And then for Joy, where can we find Joy at? Is she on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube?
She's on Instagram, she's on TikTok. You'll find her. She's there. She's cool there.
All right, guys, I'll go ahead and have Joy's tag in the show notes. You can find her on IG, TikTok, YouTube. But then also for Tyeisha here, our guest, Tyeisha Shardaé, where can we find you at? Is it best to find you TikTok, email? Where should we hit you up at if we want to find more of your content?
TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Tyeisha Shardaé.
All right, y'all. I'll go ahead and keep that in the show notes. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll leave that down in the description. I hope you guys enjoy. And yeah, we'll catch you on the next episode.